Yo, what up? What's poppin'? Back at it again with another video for y'all. And I was just wanting to chat with y'all. This is another pro wrestling related video. You know, with me, I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I just like to mix it up with the content. I just clocked out of the 9 to 5, and I'm gonna go and get me some, probably eat me some like Cheerios, because you know, with me, I fast every day. I usually only eat like 2 meals a day, but I had to go ahead and get some content uploaded. But yeah, what's popping with y'all? I got a question. And unfortunately, this professional wrestler, he passed away back in 2021, I believe. And but when it comes down to him as a pro wrestler, he was like very hardcore because there was a match that he had where he pulled a knife on his opponent and he stabbed his opponent in the wrestling ring. And there's like a wrestling match where he wrestled up against this wrestler named Mass Transit, where he cut his forehead wide open and blood just came out everywhere. But I got a question, because this other professional wrestler, he wrestled in the WWE, and he was like the hardcore legend. I got a question. What would it be like if New Jack and Mick Foley had a rivalry? Because that's the thing, New Jack actually never made it to the WWE. He actually never wrestled in the WWE. It seems like New Jack actually had beef with Vince McMahon in the WWE, because he didn't really like the way Vince McMahon did stuff, because just like he mentioned in that Vlad TV interview, he felt that like the WWE was like a racist organization. He felt like it was like a racist pro wrestling company. But yeah, what would it be like if New Jack and Mick Foley actually had a rivalry, whether it was like in the ECW, or maybe even in the XPW, or maybe even in the WWE? Like, my fellow wrestling fans, let's chat. Let's have a discussion about this. Do y'all feel if these two were to have a rivalry, do y'all feel that it'll like be a classic? Let's have a discussion about this. I'm gonna give you my answer like I do as always. If New Jack and Mick Foley had a rivalry against each other, this rivalry would be awesome, because both of these professional wrestlers, they're hardcore legends. I mean, New Jack in a rivalry against Mick Foley, like, there's a lot of stuff that Mick Foley did as a professional wrestler that not too many other like pro wrestlers could do, because when he called himself Mankind and when he had that match against The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match, The Undertaker, he threw Mankind off of the cage, and The Undertaker had mentioned in the series Dark Side of the Ring that he wanted to make sure that Mankind was okay. He wanted to make sure that Mick Foley was fine. Like, Mick Foley is one of those professional wrestlers that's definitely a trooper. And you see New Jack. New Jack was known for being controversial. New Jack was known for being outspoken. New Jack was known for being like a real individual. Like, New Jack was like hardcore as a professional wrestler, because the mass transit incident is the incident that gets talked about the most in pro wrestling history. But yeah, I was just wondering, what would it be like if New Jack and Mick Foley actually had a rivalry against each other? I feel that it'll be awesome. I feel like it'll be amazing. I feel if New Jack and Mick Foley had a rivalry, I feel like it'll be a match, a rivalry where Mick Foley and New Jack are both bleeding all over the place. Because like in professional wrestling, wrestlers, they cut themselves to make themselves bleed. New Jack had scars all on his head from cutting himself. But yeah, my fellow wrestling fans, let's chat. Do y'all feel that it'll be nice if these two wrestlers were to have a rivalry against each other? Let's have a discussion about this. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on my channel, comment, share, like the video. Love y'all.